back. God, I'm seeing myself with the shaved face. It really bugs me. All right. Last we left off, the team successfully was able to defeat the cursed druid. Due to a cursed rage, after transforming into a double form, Manon decides to cut her head off. And then, with the curse, decide to start attacking you. You're able to defeat her, and were immediately assisted by the cloaked woman, eventually revealing herself to be Manon's cousin, to help you as people that she actually recognizes, to go inside of Manon's psyche and break the shackles that is the curse that is consuming her. Afraid that if Serena decides to go in, she would be seen as a stranger, as they've never actually met yet. So she is channeling power through all of you as you hold hands and get pulled into this world of madness that is Manon's brain. As you get pulled in, the place itself is chaos, but with some control. The place itself is literally several floating large stones floating over just a emptiness in space. I'm actually going to switch this song down. It's a little too much. We're going to go over to, let's do...
Speaking of music.
Missed that one.
Sponsor.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, for continue, thank you for reminding me. We do still have our partnership with Monument Studios. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since we played. For a foreseeable future, they're a partner. If you want to check out Monument Studios, they are the number one royalty-free site you can find on. They have terabytes worth of music that is all 100% royalty-free, and if it actually gets you a license to actually show, in case if for some reason you get anything from Twitch or YouTube or anything like that. Right now, they do have Fantasy Plus, which is a $4.99 subscription that lets you get access to all the music and a soundboard to actually mix it all, and whether or not you want to stream and make sure you have royalty-free music, or you just want to play with your friends and you just want like a cool soundboard, just gives you just a bunch of music without needing like hard drive to load it all up in. It's a good spot to go through. If you check out Fantasy Plus, they are running deals right now. Yeah, it's great music to go through, and you don't have to worry about copyright infringement, so check it out.
Woohoo! We like music.
Yeah, and I mean, campaign 1, I focused only on Monument Studios because it was the best way to go. So you guys are inside her head. The place is very much, if you fall off an edge, you would fall into the abyss. You do have your hit points back, you do have your spell slots back, but only in this world. While you were brought back, any injuries you would have been inflicted on you are gone. You now have your weapons back. If you drop them, it is the way you see yourself in this world. There are 4 different directions that you see, at least straight away: north, south, east, and west. You are immediately guided by Nova, as she's able to read the constellations in here, as they are correct in the real world, but they seem to be put in a way that it's stated where the constellations were exactly 20 years ago. Seeing it as the best way to travel, you all decide to head north, following the constellations towards a fiery sky, exactly where it was during that time. And that's where we left off. There is, again, much chaos in this world. It is not a straight path, and it is not an easy path. Not every spot of this can be walked directly. You have to jump to different spots. You have to balance in certain places. Certain spots are heavier, harder to breathe. Until you start figuring out more about Manon, you will have a difficult time navigating here, minus what Nova can provide. But she is currently leading ahead, and we'll go off the check that she left off last time, which at least got you in a direction of where to go. Before we continue to take in your surroundings, I will have everybody give me an investigation check.
See if it's gonna roll nice tonight.
Ooh, that would be a natural 1 for a 2. Let's
Bummer.
start it off strong.
I did grab real dice just in case.
Fair enough.
That would
17.
be, we are frozen, so we're gonna use real dice.
Did I hear 17 from... Okay, got it.
I got a
Spooky
17
20.
also.
17. Spooky 21 I heard from Azalia.
Just 20.
20. And then from Bjorn?
18.
18. A bunch of good rolls, minus, unfortunately, one terrible roll. You definitely see throughout this place, it's almost if you were in space and the world is exploded, where just rocks all over the place for you to balance on. Where you're going right now, as far as most of you can see, is heading towards a large, in the far, far distance. Looks like you got some time to get there, even without taking into account obstacles. Looks like a large island that you're heading to. And it looks like when you get there, the terrain changes. Almost like less of this space and more of its own kind of land. Due south, it looks like it is, make sure I'm saying this right. Due south is fire. Not like you would be engulfed in flames, but looks like wherever it would be if you decide to head south instead of north is encumbered by dark flames. East looks like it takes you somewhere that is not 100% water, but looks like it's water terrained. And the west itself looks like, even though it matches the area as far as darkness, it clearly looks like it represents something of shadows. There is also, where you start off, there's kind of like a hidden in plain sight, almost kind of like a mirage, and then you can kind of see it as there are signs that lead to different directions. It's kind of like a crossroad side. You got an arrow to each direction. Heading north, it has what is called Avrant, and under it says what could be. South is labeled as hell and what can be. East is Abyss, what should be. And west, Shadowfell, what was.
Yeah,
Player
which
to
side
DM.
is the oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, Amber. Player to DM. I might have missed it. What is the element associated with north?
There is no element associated with north. It's just called Avrant. It just, in the distance, as far as sight, it looks like an island. There's no like elements associated to each one, so some of them kind of have it. Like east is Abyss. It just looks like it has more water than the rest because Abyss is a water kingdom. West is shadows, representing the Shadowfell. South is hell, most likely just, obviously representing something of the hell dimension. And north is a little bit harder to represent. It does look like it's at the epicenter of all this, as the way that Nova's following it, as it's kind of like the central part of what is corrupting it right now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Nova, what were you gonna ask me?
I was gonna say, and that's north, and where it says the sign Avrant is towards where the sky is on fire, right? That we're
Well,
seeing?
so to imply everything is on fire, but what you were able to register is that the epicenter of this fire is over the north side.
Okay.
Well, I couldn't make head nor tail of any of this. What the rest of you think?
I'm gonna ignore Roneen and look at Alistair. The fire in the sky. You don't think And knowing what could have been, what happened, do you think we can find out more?
I don't really know if there's any more to find out.
We can see what happened.
That's there. Again, we don't know what's here in her mind and what she even might know.
I don't know, but I want to find out. I want to see it all. I mean, yeah, let's get Manon back, but what does she know?
I mean, realistically, from the things she said, I don't think she knows much.
We can find out, though. Right?
Yes, I mean, if we're here. Wouldn't get your hopes up, though.
Nova kind of looks over and goes, is there any information that you might know that might help? Is there something that... Sorry to kind of like over-listen, but is there something you know that we need to know for this?
Long and short of it is what I said when we dealt with that lady at the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heroes sacrificed themselves years ago, 20-ish years ago, to save this realm. And I'll point kind of up at the fire, and there was unfortunate consequences and things that happened from my understanding. But that's it.
That's at least a start.
Do you suppose what's happening to Manon is one of those consequences?
I don't think so. Not from what her aunt, I don't know, whoever she was.
I mean, this way shows what was. We can see her past.
I don't know what we're getting into, but I think whatever we do see, it's not necessarily going to be the truth. It's a good chance it's whatever Manon thinks is the truth.
I guess.
I mean, it could also be whatever she heard over the years growing up. You
She
know,
might not even
as
have
kids,
realized
we
she
all-
heard it.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. You might be able to interpret it better than maybe she even did. Possibly.
Guess we'll see.
Does anybody have their speakers on? I'm hearing an echo.
I am as well.
It's probably the stupid cat right here. Sorry, Luna. I love you a lot.
Oh, I don't think it's the cat because I'm hearing an echo.
Oh, we're hearing the echo of a voice.
Yeah. Every time
Someone
someone's
speaking.
Yeah. I'm not hearing it anymore now. So. I think
Like
we're
it's-
good.
Yeah, it's me. I'm sorry. I'll mute myself. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
me. I'm the problem.
Hi, it's me.
I got this. It's okay.
Oh, too soon. Well, I guess we just keep moving forward and maybe some clues will come along. Possibly.
I mean, we can start with West. Do you guys mind? We don't know where we're going. I mean, we'll have to look at everything, but West sounds good.
Do you think?
As long as we don't, become a threat or we'll get stuck.
You're looking for
Hopefully
what
her-
was.
Hopefully her conscience doesn't recognize me, because I think she already considers me one.
We could disguise you, I guess, if anyone has a disguise kit. Thinking.
Or a spell.
We'll deal with it when we get there.
Fair enough.
I mean, if
So
you
you're
want,
looking
we
for what
can-
was. You think that's the answer to what's happening to her?
I mean, it could be. It could explain something. We don't really know that much about her. I mean,
Place
I
to
know
start.
she's. kind of like a cousin, but we never really got to know her much.
Well, you certainly know more than I do, so.
Nova, can you still see the stars? Is there a particular direction that seems constellation-wise the right way to go, I guess?
Well, from before, we would need to go towards what's showing the aberrant, what
So-
could be.
So
Right.
you can choose to keep following the average. So the skill that you would have, Nova, is you can help yourself. You can help the team navigate the best way to north, south, east, or west without getting lost. You can choose to go to Aberrant if you want. As you can see, that's where the fires are. But as far as constellations, that will be the main thing that everybody requires to at least get you to whatever direction. Otherwise, you might get lost within Manon's head. But
I mean,
it's up to you.
yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure as long as I can still see the stars, I can navigate us back or around. We can tell this must be in nexus point of where we came in. So, I think eventually our answers are going to lead towards the island over there and where the fire is showing. But we could always, if we need more, I would think to maybe help understand, we could always go and look, especially if you guys have some, skin in it too, I guess you would say.
So, to the west? At least for now.
Gotta start somewhere, I guess.
Someone's got an idea and it's not me, so I'll follow.
I mean, I remember one of Dad's books you read one time said, "Look to the western sky."
I think I remember that one. It was really good.
Someone named Mitch.
Well, then let's start that way. As long as we can still see the stars, then it'll be okay, I think.
I'll start walking that way.
All right.
And then realize I can't follow stars and look at Nova.
All right, Nova, go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
The rest of you can also give me a nature check if you want to. You just don't get an advantage.
Let's give it a roll.
15 you got, Nova?
Mm-hmm.
13.
13.
Poke my eye.
7.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Oh.
And,
That's a whopping 9.
okay.
Glad we have Nova.
Nova at least has the skills that she can look at the constellations and still look at the landscape and do multitasking. Some of you could be like, all right, I'm up there. Now you lost where your footing is. So you rely on her to at least lead the way. Nova, you're able to at least plan a few moves ahead of where to go until you got to look back at the constellations. As you guys start heading west, the way it is from the central platform is west is almost kind of even as far as level height of these floating boulders in the air that you guys got to keep hopping across to go through. It's not low, it's not high. The average going north would have been going up, going south would have been going down, but east and west seems to be kind of flat across. As you guys move across, assumingly that you're all following Nova directly, I need everyone just to give me a flat dex check just to be aware of your surroundings, jumping over certain spots, and making sure that you are not falling off edges.
18.
7. The dice are not happy with me
Oh
tonight.
no.
Oh no.
Alistair?
19.
Bjorn?
16.
And Nova?
10?
10. Most of you are able to get a good enough check. I'd say with a couple of the flyers, you're able to quick kind of grab some of the two that might have slipped a few times and kind of pull them back into position. It is a rough go moving around. These platforms are not solid. They do not stand in one spot. They kind of shift around. Some of them kind of keep teetering around. You got to kind of keep position your feet up while you're jumping. Some of them kind of, shift side to side. It is very much kind of a Crash Bandicoot kind of situation as far as moving across this stuff. But you start progressing forward, and as you start getting about halfway there, the area starts changing. the landscape is still what it is, but instead of you being in an empty space, the area itself starts to fill up a void as you move closer to the west side, being gotta remember stuff on top of being the Shadowfell. As instead of having space and emptiness around you, it's starting to fill up with blank land and dark atmosphere instead of a void of atmosphere. You start to feel that the ground beneath you starting to shift. It's less just ripped off rock, and now you're walking on more cobblestone and more solid flat surfaces until you start getting a little bit further. Nova, I want another nature check from you with advantage, please, to make sure that you're still going in the correct direction. 20. You see that there's several ways to go, and you follow the constellations to move around. It doesn't look like anywhere's a trap, but it looks like if you keep going in the wrong direction, it might just be an endless circle, very much like losing your trace in a desert. And you start hitting true, and as you guys keep going, the breaks in the ground are no longer there. And now you find yourself in more flat land. The ground is no longer choppy, it is no longer torn apart. You're now on a flat, solid surface. Your feet steps are now hitting a solid surface. Every step you have is now on a pristine flat. This is castle floors. Marble some spots, refined stone on other spots. There are stone statues and metal armors placed all over the place.
Does it look like the small part of the Shadowfell castle that we saw when we briefly...
It looks like the same
were there?
architecture, but not the spot you're in. But it
Okay.
looks like the same architecture, the same idea. You do see people walking around, and as you're concerned, if maybe they see you, some of them pass through you, and much like you are an aberration, you're a ghost, you cannot interact with them, and they cannot interact with you, at least as far as these ones are concerned. You're just seeing...
That's good.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say that's good. At least they walk through.
Whether or not you
Walking
move...
ghosts, always with the ghosts.
The building shifts around you until you find yourself like in a large throne room. You see a procession of what looks like maybe offerings of some kind. Long two lines. They look like they're heading towards these large thrones, but at the distance you can't see who's in the thrones. The crowd of people are blocking your vision. But you do hear music playing. It's something to celebrate. As you do see throughout people's hands, there are gifts, there are offerings. Anywhere from livestock to gold to what looks like the most common thing are robes, blankets, and baskets.
Walk up and be like, I would like to see the baby.
Does any of this
Well, to
look
me,
familiar?
child.
Anybody? No, what
I
this
mean,
is?
It kind of looks like little bits and pieces of maybe Manon's castle, but I never really saw much of it.
You all can give me a
I
investigation check.
want to get closer. What'd you say?
Roll up
Investigation
here.
check from the group.
Okay.
This will also
13.
take over if you walk around and look around.
19.
I might have to switch to real dice soon.
14.
14.
I realized I
Nat 20 for 23.
Shit.
Nice.
alright.
Oh, nice.
Bjorn.
Give me
I
your
got it.
secret.
Tell me all the things.
I want to know. I tried to go play some
what'd you get, Nova?
blowout.
I got a 9.
9.
9.
So between a couple of you and definitely from Bjorn, at least for the people who did get natural 20 and at least got like a 15 or higher, you move around the crowd and you do notice with the occasional person moves out of the way, you do see that there is a female on the throne that looks just like Manon but older, and then a male on the throne, and they're accepting offerings. And on top of a female, which you assume is the queen, is holding a baby that definitely does look like a toddler-sized Manon. Everybody's here giving offerings. You see the most common race is definitely Drow and Tiefling. There are some Azamars here, and in fact, in the distance, you do see like a family of Azamars, and they look like royalty. Looks like they've already given their offering, but they look like they are next to the king and the queen. They are the next richest people here. One of them has gray hair, wearing, and this is something you see, Bjorn, is you see like large gold chains, and even like tattoos on his face that almost look like they are made with gold ink. The one kind of encumbers like a whole eye, like kind of comes down in the eye and almost like circles that are round, almost like clockwork style, and then kind of goes down into his beard. Another one looks like maybe his son or his grandson. He has no facial hair, but he definitely has his hair in a braid, and he is carrying a couple swords at his side. You do see that this is definitely representing her in her younger years. As you start to see this, Bjorn, the only other thing you really take into account and note is it looks like more than just that the queen gave birth, but looks like she's afflicted with some kind of illness at a certain time. Some people are bringing remedies, ailments, but there's constantly the debate that she's been trying everything and nothing has been taken. The rooms...
Can I tell it's the vibe that is terminal? Sorry to interrupt, DM.
You can, if you get close enough, you can give me a medicine check to kind of inquire if there's something that you can relate this to.
Yeah, sure.
We can just try to sneak around a little. Just blend in.
Nat 20s.
Oh shit. Okay. As you're all moving around, you start to see what Bjorn's seeing, but Bjorn, knowing that no one can see you as far as you can tell, you start to look up there and you kind of like investigate her, what is currently ailing her, and maybe what she's kind of telling people that like tried it, didn't work. They are bringing in some of the fanciest, over-the-top, expensive elixirs, which is implying that none of them are taken. You're seeing that there's no physical markings on her to show like any kind of like disease or poison that she's afflicted by. In fact, it looks like she might be resistant to most. So what it looks like, I'm only giving this to you due to your natural 20. It looks like she's currently being afflicted with the same thing that you're trying to cure Manon from. But it looks like she's not going into like a berserk rage. It looks like she's able to control it. Any last thing before I continue?
Circle around the throne because no one can see us except us. Yeah,
as far as you can tell.
That.
As far as you can tell.
Okay. Cool. I'll move closer to the queen and the baby Phenomena. And like her mother was afflicted with the same curse, disease, I don't know, but she knew how to control it. So, a clue.
Well, didn't the one lady say, I think it was her aunt, said that all of them have that? that it's part of their lineage or something? That she had seen it before?
So the question
she seemed to
is,
know all about it.
what is the catalyst to overcome the berserker side of this lineage, as Nova put it?
Well, her cousin, was it Serena, said something about a second soul inside her head that needed to be defeated. Couldn't be killed, but needed to be defeated.
Sounds to me like we gotta pummel something down in here to get her back out, and then maybe that's a conversation between her and Rena.
Maybe we can kind of help her get over it. I'm gonna walk like as close to the throne as possible and just stare at them, since they can't see me. Like very awkwardly close.
You're getting
Please,
awkwardly
can
close
we
to the
do
throne. Okay.
Yes. Kind of like
Can
right
we-
in her face, looking like at her eyes and everything.
Okay.
Can we have any checks to see if there's anything that looks out of place, like that it's not part of the vision, like it could be something else?
This is arcane in nature, so I'll say if you're proficient in Arcana, I'll let you give me an Arcana check
Okay.
to be able to tell if there is some kind of distortion that doesn't fit.
I got a
Can I meander away from the throne and check out the Azamar
Sure.
when we have a moment?
So we got a 15 from Nova. As you look around to try to see if there's something, like you've never been here before, but you're trying to see if this vision, this thing that you're being sent to in her mind, if something feels out of place. And there is. There are two things that are, I'd say, forced into this. One specifically, there seems to be someone standing in line that doesn't look like, as far as arcanely, looks like they belong. They're walking, they're talking, they are doing everything that everybody else is, but something that you're looking for, what you're actively looking for, something tells you that they shouldn't be here. Another thing is specifically the queen herself. Something about her looks like it doesn't fit either, but you can't tell what.
I whisper to everyone, because just in case that thing that is looking like a person could hear us. The person over there, they don't fit. Something's not right with what's going on in this vision or memory, but they don't fit. And then there's something about the queen themselves that doesn't fit. Like it's not a memory or a vision. And I point out the person that's in the line.
Do I notice anything more about Dahlia since I'm like 2 inches
I'm sorry,
from her
who?
face?
Who?
The
Oh,
queen
did we
lady.
not? Did we not? We just know it's like. Okay,
The
I
queen.
will ask her who
Yeah,
that is because I'm sure I've seen photos. And... Okay, the queen,
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting right up in her business and you're trying to
I'm getting
investigate,
right, like I'm 2 inches from her face because I'm fangirling a little right now.
okay, you
'Cause
can
I
give me
kinda,
an insight. You
as
can give
in
me
character, I would
insight check.
kind of know who it is. Okay. I'm fangirling too hard because that was in that one for 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she looked hot.
She's pretty awesome. She's kind of everything I imagine, just a little more broken down and sickly.
I look at the person in line that Nova pointed out, and I'm going to cast message and say, "Are you invited here?" there any response?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you invited here?
Who are you asking?
To the person in line that Nova pointed out as not belonging.
You just see someone with dark horns, just kind of, the horns are sticking out of the cloak. Her cloak's down. Doesn't respond. Just
Do
keeps
the
moving forward.
horns look like Manon's horns?
Give me a perception check.
That's a hot 7.
I mean, tiefling's horns, a lot of them can look alike. Yeah, I mean, this is a tiefling.
Hey, that's racing. That's fine. All right.
Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, technically that's your character saying that, so it's tiefling on tiefling violence, so it's all good.
I would never think that. Anyway,
I mean,
no,
this person is moving like everyone else. As far as you can tell, they aren't reacting with you just like anybody else would. They're walking there wearing a long cloak. The cloak itself is pure white. Their face is shadowed within the cloak. The only thing that's sticking out, as you would know, it's really hard to cloak horns, and the horns are just kind of like hooking over the cloak's hood itself.
okay. We're gonna play their game. I see Azalia is looking at the queen. I'm gonna start moving up the line to look at people's faces and items and try to like march up that side where that person is so I can see what they're carrying, if anything, and their face.
All right, just give me a stealth check to move across the crowd to see if anybody would be noticing you if they notice you.
Well, these ghosts weren't paying attention to us.
Well, if there is one that's paying attention to you,
Whoa.
they notice.
2 9s. So that's gonna be 10.
Okay. Instead of moving through the crowd, no sound's really made. You don't really make too much sound here, but as far as anybody reacting to you, you don't notice. For anybody else that's looking other than Alistair, you do notice that the occasional twitch from this person, like almost like their nose that someone's come up behind them. If you want to look inside what they got, you can give me a perception check to look inside.
Okay. That's better. 15.
15. Inside itself, specifically looks like they have like on their arms are 4 chains that are wrapped around that's hanging to a basket. When I say chains, I mean like metal chains. Instead of it actually having hoops like that, it's actually attached that way. Inside, it looks like that's a double rolled parchment.
Okay. Inside the basket.
Correct.
Okay. And then can I see their face from this point now?
If you start looking in, you do see a pale female face. But until you really get up in their business, do you really want to just like jump in front and be like,
Oh hell yeah! Because I'm looking at everybody's face. I'm getting like in everyone's face as I'm going down the line because we've determined that these ghosts can't see us potentially. So
as you do that, she lifts up her face.
Thing, just...
She immediately looks at you directly. Problem? As you do see someone that looks exactly like Manon, but almost like a dark mirror of her. Pale skin, dark horns, no colored features at all. It is all monotones.
No problem. But an interesting fact that all the other, I guess you could say, people here don't seem to recognize us or acknowledge us, but you.
Why are you here? You don't belong
Well,
here.
It's a fair question, and I suppose at the same time, I guess you probably shouldn't be free right now, and I'll look down at the chains.
These chains are only representing of what has happened. They do not bind me.
Well, then enlighten us. What's happened?
She looks around. How do I know I can trust you? You are a stranger in this land, and you have not been invited. I know how you got here. and I will see no ill will to you. But how I didn't know that I can give you information between myself and my other.
Well, if you have access to your other's memories or thoughts,
All of them. That's what these are.
then you would know that we have been traveling with her and that we mean her no ill.
Hang on, I gotta pull up something.
Dun dun dun.
Just a little ill.
Hey, I think it's hilarious that you're the one that's doing
I know,
this.
right? I didn't ask for that life.
I will stop halfway to the Azamars in a vision after hearing that interaction and march towards the other that I almost called you Corum. Oh, that's not right. Alistair.
Whoa, Nidak, wrong brain. Let's get out of here.
Get to the random room. Go now.
She's having some weird
Get to the
nightmare right now.
mall.
Picture herself as a weird orange thing with tentacles on its head. Has no ass.
Hey, save that for the fanfic. I will march towards this shadow phenomena. How about this? Let me make it simple.
Oh.
I'm here to get her back, and if you don't help, and I'll pull out the broken blade, I'll find a way to put this somewhere you won't like.
You're
Nova's back here just
can I raise a
freaking
hand
out.
real fast and just be like, Bjorn, hold on. Mike, he's excitable. Sure, you can see that in in her memories too. Just, we're trying to help right now.
Look, at least he understands her better than you do. I know what she knows. I
Okay.
feel what she feels. You want to speak for the team? Not starting off
Would
strong.
you rather speak to someone else? By all means. And I'll back off.
I will march towards her. This place, it is quite the vision, but I know what it is like to live under another shadow. A responsibility, even if it is not one that you want. Whatever needs to be done, whoever needs to be killed, whatever it is, she comes back. So, speak, help, or die.
Nova's gonna come up and be like, okay, let's not be too hasty.
Hold up. Are you threatening or are you convincing? Bjorn.
Don't be threatening. Don't be threatening.
I'm
Don't be
convinced.
suspicious.
You're
Don't
convincing.
be suspicious.
I'm like a big brother, like a kindred soul that's like,
Persuasion check.
okay. Oh, that's an 8.
She looks at you. Out of most of them, you and her at least are on the same wavelength more than you and another. But I'm not feeling it. Coming in here with heat. This is a trial. One that she should be doing herself. But I understand the situation. I understand the obligation that is put upon you. And I appreciate you all doing something for someone that you have not known for such a long time. But I only know what she has seen. The last moment she's seen was before your ritual started. I can only assume you're here based off another. I don't know who, but someone who's able to give you the powers to come here. Once I feel like I can trust you, then we'll talk. Until then, watch, observe, understand, and perhaps then we can talk. And then she disappears. The room itself starts to reshape. It turns back into the throne room again, but you now see Manon at like 6 years old. And it looks like she's currently sparring with the king. So you're going, all right. Now up! Down! Guard! She falls over to her back. He helps her back up. Look, one day, this will be yours. You need to make sure you're strong when it comes to that time. Your mom won't let you go out in the world, and I understand. It is a place that will eat you up and spit you out. But for the day that I will convince her to allow you to be out there, I need you to be strong. Stronger than even she was before you can attempt it. It is a dangerous place out there. Immediately at that time, the queen comes in pain, immediately arguing about training her. You see some resentment from Manon as she immediately runs off. You can start seeing different visions of time of where she's not allowed to leave the castle. Never allowed to really go anywhere, not allowed to be doing anything. Eventually, the room itself changes again into another grand soiree. This one specifically looks like it is just another seasonal offering to the king and the queen of the Shadowfell. Once again, it's hidden in plain sight, but now that you guys know what to look for, and most of the crowd don't see it, it looks like most of the crowd was told that she is doing better. But now that you know what you're looking for, and you are hidden from everyone's sight, you can see that the queen is still being afflicted by some kind of curse. She's constantly wearing clothing that's supposed to be covering certain spots, and you can see that she's always covering a spot of her neck. Throughout this time, you see that Manon is to play a part as the beautiful princess, a role that she does not like. Every time someone comes up to her and starts her off with the title of princess, it's like nails on a chalkboard to her. Because every time someone mentions it to her, she can always hear what they say afterwards, that her mixed blood and her lack of magic will never allow her a seat on the throne. Not being able to leave the castle, not being able to be what both their parents were. One focused on magic, the other one that could specialize in certain kind of magic. You can see that she constantly does train physically, though, but until she can go prove herself, it is all for naught. As room changes... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to mention his group. Well, I can see why she really doesn't like being called princess. I thought she was just kind of kidding around with that.
She doesn't seem like she kids much.
Taking notes are just ways to insult her. No.
Must be that because they followed up with an insult? That the title has become something resenting or hateful?
Doesn't sound like her people really think much highly of her lineage, which is surprising.
The room changes again. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, well, it seemed like she's a form of a hybrid, right? Maybe
Looking at the king and queen, do we notice their lineage, Joe?
I mean, it assumes that the king is human, and based off the coloration, as you know that you are a hybrid yourself, you assume the coloration is a variant of some kind of tiefling. The ears definitely seem more elvish, and they do more infernal. The coloration does definitely give more of an underdark tone. I mean, you could assume something across a dark elf would be usually part of her race, yeah.
All right, then Alistair's just like, well, the real question here is it the fact that he's human, or that his Azalia is possibly some kind of hybrid tiefling drow, maybe? Dark elf? I'm not sure.
Or could it be both?
Be all the above, yes.
That's a lot of weight to put on one person's shoulders.
I doubt it's intended to happen that way.
It doesn't matter very much. Child hears what a child hears.
Any heart can be weighted down by a role and responsibilities forced upon them.
More than you can know, but also tradition stands in certain places like this, I feel like, and I'm sure they have rules as well.
That's why she wanted to get away. I look around and kind of shudder. Can't say as I blame her wanting to be free of this place. Is there much more we can learn here, do you think?
Probably, but anybody else notice the coverage on the queen's neck there seems to be going higher each time?
I wonder if it's something different than it was last.
Nova, do you have any information on the Shadowfell?
DM?
You would have more information than most, but you've never been there before. You can give me a history check, and then I'll answer that based off the roll and what you're looking for.
Should I do real dice or...
Real dice.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh,
Woo!
shit.
For 21.
And what are we specifically looking for as far as information? As far as the Shadowfell?
I will ask Nova if she's like, well, I've got something. I'll just be like, do you know anything about, I guess, the hierarchy, the leadership, the rulership of this, the king and queen? Is there any drawbacks to being king or queen?
You wouldn't have the answer for a hierarchy, as that's not something you specialize in, but you do know that the Shadowfell and Hell has always had a kind of like a binding curse between them. If a contract isn't taken care of correctly, there can be problems, let's just say.
Well, Hell and Shadowfell are connected, and there's contracts, and if contract isn't fully properly, executed correctly, there can be problems and consequences.
So
You
do we
think the queen
believe
would know that?
You think the queen knows that and is not upholding certain deals?
Possibly.
Or maybe she doesn't know.
I mean, we don't know. Like, I've never been here, and we didn't really. We've only done a little bit of stuff with Shadowfell, not enough to know how their monarchy works, I guess I would say. So maybe there is something that's unknown here, or something that's cursed. Possibly.
If the stories that me and Azalia have heard are true of the queen, if that's who we think it is, she would know enough to know that that's a thing, but also be stubborn enough to break those deals at times and
Like mother, like daughter.
take that penalty.
It also sounds like a clue Perhaps we should go in the direction that was associated with the hell and find out more information.
Seems reasonable.
Perhaps that's what this vision is showing us.
Sorry, DM again. What the direction we went? Which one was that associated with? Like what could be or what was?
What was, and you guys went
what
west.
was?
Okay. Got it. What
Yeah.
was? Got it. Okay.
Hell
to
is south.
so
and
to
what
rem-
can be?
Yep. So what it was west
Thank
is
you.
Shadowfell. What was east?
Aberrus, what should be.
What should be. South is what can be, and north is Averant.
What could be.
What could be. Thank you. Sorry, I got my. I'm trying to find it down here, and I'm trying to remember. Thank you.
No, I typed it out as you were
Thank you.
saying it.
Yeah. I just got so many notes about this session here that I'm just making sure I got the right thing. Okay. The area shifts again. Now it is an empty place with a couple soldiers, the king and the queen, and the doors are locked. They're having a closed session. It looks like the queen is currently in pain, but she's fighting it. Her crown is off. The king is pleading to her, okay, we need to do something about this. No. I've been able to fight it for 10 years now. I can fight it longer. We'll figure this out. We can't do it. Then we need to plead with the other families. I will not let them grab any fingers into the throne. Then contact your brother. He has the other half of the power to the throne. Silic won't come here. He doesn't want anything to do with the Shadowfell anymore. He's abandoned his lineage. I got nothing I can do. As she immediately just kind of like puts her hand on her chest, as you immediately see something kind of like glow beneath like her corset. The area shifts again until a little bit later. It looks like it's not too long, as it looks like she's still roughly around the same age, not too much of a difference. As it looks like she's trying to put up a good show. She's cleaned up. She doesn't look like she is ill, but you can still see she has a bit of a crippling pain. As you do see the two Azamars that Bjorn spotted earlier, so standing in front of the throne. We know what is happening. You were not strong enough to hold the throne. We know what is happening, and we know it is all because of your daughter. Give her to us, and we'll deal with it. Otherwise, give us the throne, and then we'll deal with it that way. I chose not to fight with you when you killed my brother, and I chose to deal this with peace when you said to take the throne from him. But I've had enough. Two options. You have a year. The immediate image fades and you guys are done with the west side as you are back on stone platforms and you're back in the center.
I write it down in my notebook, like with the giant question mark, right?
I'm just like trying to draw lines, trying to figure out this family stuff. That there's a brother and a daughter and a wife and a husband and a what?
So something is inflicting her mother, and it has to do with.
They said she's not
Manon?
strong enough to hold it, but she doesn't want them to have their fingers in it. Is that the family? Other families she was talking about?
Must
Was Asimar?
must be.
Well, it would be
It
one
must
of the
be.
others anyway. She said other families, plural.
Assumingly that you completed something, the stones that you walked on there immediately start moving on their own, and they start like almost like flying towards the North Island. They start to form a long bridge, but you don't know what it's doing over in Long Island.
Do we see Negamanon anywhere?
Negamanon. You can give me an investigation or perception check to see if she is somewhere around.
All right, my better one is perception, so that would be a 22.
22.
Nice.
She's actively doesn't want you to see her, But standing like about 100 feet behind you, like heading towards south, which would be the hell area, you do see her kind of like leaning around the corner. She's trying to watch you.
Don't be shy, love. Tell us what you know.
I'll walk in that direction a little bit and be like, I don't know what it is that you want us to do to prove to you that we have no ill intent, but we need to know what's going on. What's the deal that it seems like the queen is breaking for your other half?
As you see her walk out, you start to notice that she has the same way as before. You start to notice some differences about her. She's not wearing her cloak now anymore. She still does look like a twin of Manon, but where Manon wears thicker armors, this one looks like she wears thinner armors, more like simple leathers and stuff like that. The only part of pigmentation she has got from color is the fire within her eyes. It looks like she actually has like black with the eyes themselves. Looks like they're constantly inflamed with reds and orange hues. Should I trust you?
Seeing as we're the only ones here right now trying, I would hope so.
Fuck you. You're not
I just
wrong.
want to help you.
We'll continue to go the directions if it helps. We want to help you and help her.
Is that the same thing?
Oh, no.
It is the same thing, but it's complicated. You are enacting a ritual that she should be doing herself, but it's understandable that she cannot do it as she is more unique than her parents, in a way. The devil that you've encountered has decided to take advantage of this fact and is manipulating her magic. It's forcing you to take care of her challenges instead of herself. If you can't complete her challenges and her trials, she'll succumb to this power and she will be lost herself and unable to be able to fight her.
That seems like more of a reason, though, than you should trust us to help you get out of this as well.
I trust you, but I trust you with limitations.
Still a little bit of trust, and that's what we'll take if we need to keep going.
As she positions behind herself to the south. And if you still want to continue, then I'll explain what has to be done.
I just walk past her then.
I'll take the steps.
I'm going to
Okay.
cast message to Alistair. How do we know this isn't the other that we're meant to be defeating?
Can I answer back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He'll just say it probably is, but it's the only way we're getting answers.
Nova, go ahead and give me that check with advantage. Anybody else can give me a nature with regular?
I was also going to say, okay, so I tell the group before we keep moving, I would say, so it looks like every time we go through a portion of her memories, we're summoned back to here into the center. And then that information is sent in rock form, as I look at the rocks around, over to where we eventually need to go.
Seems like it's
To the
making a bridge
star?
for us.
Does the does the stars look the same? Or
They do
have they
not.
started to
The
dim?
stars have changed. The constellations
Okay.
now where you're going are constellations that you're familiar with, but you have never encountered them in the areas that they are now. But you can at least register where to go by using them. You have never plotted
Can I-
this area of constellations before.
Does it seem like the stars have shifted? Like where, like if you were looking at a star chart, where, like as time has gone over,
That'll be
it's
part of that.
shifted?
That'll be part of that check.
Okay.
To be able to answer that.
Okay. 20.
Okay. You assume you are going somewhere that either is in a realm that you cannot translate constellations properly, or this is a constellation that you are unable to read off a normal star chart. You can still organize it, but you assume under that there are two reasons for it. Either it's a constellation that has not existed yet, or it's a constellation that is so old that you would not have learned about it.
Okay, this is very fascinating. You see her just kind of like sketch it down real fast and be like, oh, actually, so I guess I need to tell you guys. So this star chart right now is either something that no one in my tribe has ever seen in all of the history of our tribe, or it's so old, or it's so new that it hasn't come about yet.
Uncharted territory. My favorite kind.
Is it just in her head that it's new, or do you think that's how it is out in the world?
Well, it still follows this, like, standards of how star constellations are, so it's possible that it exists. It either is something that's never been seen for many, 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 centuries, or it's not from this realm, or my realm, or it's something that hasn't happened yet, that it hasn't created, that the solar system or the star, like the stars haven't come to that arrangement yet, which is fascinating.
The sign of her house said what can be. Maybe it's something to do with that.
Maybe.
Possible.
Real question, Nova, is can you get us south?
Yes,
You can.
I can still probably get us south.
Then we should probably move.
Okay, I'm still like drawing it as we're walking, and looks down and then draws it again, just to chart it because it's fascinating to her.
I'm gonna walk behind Nova, and if she accidentally like missteps or like almost steps off, like I'll grab her from behind, just like watching her.
Yeah, because she's just drawing while she's walking like this, like.
All right. Just as before, I need solid dex checks from everyone.
Probably gonna come in handy.
Ignore that natural 20.
That's a
because that
10.
was a
All of my dice
throw.
are betraying me tonight.
Also a 10.
10,
16.
16,
12.
12.
15.
Okay. Assisting each other. Some of you slip off, but some with wings, some without are able to help each other out. Once again, it takes you a little bit to cross. So far, you guys have been in this area as far as what you can register in this world. You were told that there was a difference of time, at least a couple hours. But you're crossing through until the base of your feet, much like before we turned into cobblestone, this is now starting to turn into like dried, cooled off, molten rock. So you start walking in closer until the ends of the stones become jagged, comes up its spikes, but you can still walk through it. Still a pathway to go through until it starts coming to a straight path. Once again, the area starts to change. You start to feel heat in the air. For those of you who are not resistant to fire, it is almost a level of sauna. It is still not going to give you a disadvantage at anything as far as breathing or movement, but it is uncomfortable.
What is it comparative to a desert?
It is similar. This actually feels comfortable for you as it is dark in here, it is dry, and there's consistent heat. The only difference that you would have to your own life is that your heat is from the sun and the dryness. This heat is from the ever unextinguished flame that is around the area, that is coming from different spots of rock, from different spots of different pikes in the ground. There is endless fire all over the place. Until you start to move in further, I need an investigation from everyone.
Ooh.
Teeny Christmas 5.
Oh, no.
7.
I've been using a different die every time, but that one I've used twice, so it's going to jail.
Hopefully these like no dice you bought from C2E2 because that'd be super unfortunate.
No, I did not get any new dice at C2E2. Maybe that's why they're mad at me. They don't have any new friends. You see what will happen if you betray me?
Okay. All right. So Alistair, what'd you get?
18.
Azalia.
7.
Nova.
19.
And Bjorn.
15.
Okay, and I heard Roneen's before. So for the people that got a 16 or higher, the obvious, well, to everyone, the obvious thing right now is this is a large area. You can definitely tell that where you are is in a section of the hell plane. What level you're on, you're unsure. But this area has a giant, like, crimson chrysalis at the center. Unable to reach from where you are, even at flight, it'd probably take you about maybe an hour to get there. But it's so large that it looks like you could reach out and grab it. Is attached by many crimson chains that are attached to different tethers of like portals that lead to different places. You are going around this large landscape that surrounds it. That is miles long. Eventually, the terrain, just like before, is changing for you to hasten what you're supposed to see. Once again, you go into a castle. This castle looks like it overlooks the chrysalis itself. You do see, just like before, a procession of people, but these people are not standing in line. They are bowing. As you do see two people, once again, on thrones at the end. These thrones are darker. Less for comfort and more for intimidation. Black steel made of some raw bone melded into it. Skull heads at the armrests. Almost like built-in swords to the back. These are not comfort. These are power. One is a male. Large devil with ram horns curved twice over. Wearing a hide armor that drapes down like a coat. Axe to the side that's almost positioned like it can lock to the actual throne itself. Another one, female. Horns very similar but smaller, but they're smaller in width, but they're elongated, almost like they go down with her braided hair, and they kind of almost drop down, very similar to a Twi'lek's. What are they called? The Laiku, very similar to like Laiku, but they're horns. And they kind of flow with their braided hair, and the way their hair is braided is actually ties around the horns with some gold trimming on it. And once again, people are taking offerings until someone just busts through the door, starts walking in. And at this point, unable to see right quick who it is, you see that the king and queen give this person respect by bowing to them as they get off their throne and kneel. Out of the shadows, you see a pale-skinned with gold jewelry on human. But then as you go closer, you can tell this person is somehow elvish, but unique in a certain way. You can't make if it's a half-elf, a high elf, but you assume it's some kind of very noble sub-race of an elf. Coming in, wearing gold and black armor. Looks like just got done with the fight. Just throws one of the guards on the counter with one hand. Large titan of a guard. This person's probably 6 foot tall. Throws over this large giant onto the table. The king and the queen kneel to them. We welcome your patronage, Lord Malik. What would you have of us? We pardon our servant for barring your path. They know better. I would like to enact a deal with my firstborn. One that I would require my pure-blood devils and not my own family to do. So I've come to my most powerful and my most proud to be called son. I require a contract to be written. So, rise, as immediately the devils stand. Send your servants away. This is for private ears only. You heard him. Everyone go back to your homes. We'll continue this another day. As they all start walking off, bowing on the way out, never taking their eyes off of Malik as they walk away. Constantly walking backwards to the door. Immediately, the devil summons wine. Summons food for the three of them to partake. And I ask to my father, to my Lord Father, what is it that you require? A backup plan, as it were. The fates have been summoned, and I've seen many visions, many possibilities, and I would like to make sure that every outcome is properly taken care of. I would like to have a deal in place for every outcome in case I lose the throne. The time pauses and moves again days further. As you see the throne enacted, the contract enacted. This thing is long. Unraveling it is almost like a Looney Tune comic where it kind of rolls down on the ground down to the throne room. And they're edging everything in through about 1,000 scenarios of how they could lose this throne. As you see the mirrored version of Manon walk in, she just stands there, doesn't acknowledge you, but she's looking at one piece of the contract. She doesn't say anything. She just lifts her head back up and looks at all of you.
Can we see what it looks like?
You can walk in closer. Who of you can read Infernal?
Not I, said the steel.
I can.
Hey, buddy.
So, for the people who can read Infernal, I need you to give me a intelligence check to read exactly what she's looking at.
All right, dice, please be good.
17.
17.
15.
15. Alistair, you get a little more information. You can read it quicker before it gets raveled up. Within the time, you're able to read a few parts, but not all of it, as it is paragraphs long for the statement that she's pointing out to you, or looking at for you. It looks like it specifically deals with what happens when God damn it. Let me focus. It looks like what happens when Malik loses the throne and his son of the darker side loses his throne. It is supposed to leave a curse to the firstborn. Upon the killer's firstborn, they'll be cursed with the Hell Curse. This curse will reenact what Malik started, which is to reignite the flames of hell.
Okay.
You cannot read all of it before it's raveled up.
I will take that in here. And look at Neganon. And
Neganon.
that's for Chuck. And it's not Manon at that point. Then it's Neganon. Dun, 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 dun,
Neganon.
dun, dun, dun.
Neganon.
Actually, it's Neganon.
There you go. Okay. All right.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, I'll yeah, and just kind of look at them and would it be safe to make the assumption that the deal that has been broken by the Queen is to keep Manon from activating this hellfire somehow from within her, from down there, being used for it?
Are you asking Neganon?
Mega.
Oh,
Neganon.
gotcha.
Yeah. Neganon.
Now it sounds like just Mega Man. She looks at you. I know what she knows, and I really create visions of what she's been present to, or power has been present to. She was obviously not here for this, but it is her contract. I can only assume that with her activating her devil earlier without training, and easily being succumbed to outside forces, the power that her mother was trying to protect her against has consumed her too early. You still see her holding a basket, but this time it has 3 chains on it, not 4.
In the basket, is there still the rolled up parchment paper thing?
It is not in there now, but you can assume because the parchment is now in front of you.
Got it. That's what I was wondering.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Show us, Spirit. What else do you want us to see? No,
It's like the
I'll just.
Do you let us know what you saw?
Yeah, I
Okay.
kind of repeat what I read and make more sense of what I just gibberished off to Neganon.
I write it down in the notebook because I've been writing like notes of everything, taking notes of
Still have
Oliver.
character for you.
Nova has really tiny handwriting to fit in that notebook.
Right?
Or is it a book
Or-
of holding?
I was going to say, dimensionally transcendental notebook.
Like a scribe.
This one this image does not last longer. She looks at you. Do you still feel content with saving your friend?
Well, yeah.
I think-
Why wouldn't we?
That's what we came here to do. Do you have a problem with it?
Her eyes just glow red again as you guys immediately portal back to the center, and these stones that took you now absorb into a bridge and then go back up to the front again. Very well. I have enough faith in you to
Question.
at least... Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when they said Malik, would have Nova's ears perked up at all from like stories from past?
The name itself would have caught your attention, but you wouldn't know why.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down because it perked my interest for a second.
Okay.
An underline.
She looks at you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yep. She looks at you. So, first off, I must explain how this works. Normally, when the host needs to control and train to harness their power, they must defeat their other half, i.e. me. In normal cases, this is a fair battle. 1 versus 1, power versus power. Fighting yourself, as it were. The only difference is we're always supposed to be opposites. Manon herself does not use magic. She uses the sword. I myself, I am not fond of the blade, but I am proficient with the arcane arts. Normally, again, this would be a fair battle. But as she is not a normal Deimos, and her devil form is cursed, therefore I am. I can talk to you plainly as now. You have not hindered her in any way, therefore I have not attacked. And nor do I want to. But believe me that I cannot control my actions as long as this curse is in place. If for some reason the curse finds you as a threat, I will harm you. So, information to give. Complete the last trial. Find me an aberrant. Understand what she is. Understand what she wants. Understand everything. And do me a huge favor. When you find me, do not hold back. then she disappears.
What do you think she meant by that? She just said that she didn't want to fight us, right?
No, but she also doesn't want to hold control.
And possibly, I'm guessing, seeing that she said that, they have to fight themselves. Maybe because
She
of the
said we have to
curse.
do it instead.
Yeah, and maybe the curse is making it unfair.
She might not want to fight us, but she might not have a choice. And if it comes to that, we have to do what we have to do.
I think that's what she just said. I sort of look longingly over to the east at the nice, inviting water. You think we should find out what should be?
Yeah,
You'll have to-
Or do you think we go straight north now?
I think we need to figure that out first before we go.
Looking to the north, that bridge is still a pretty big gap, right, Joe?
Yeah.
I don't think we have the full bridge yet.
I think we have to find out more.
Back to the waves, then.
Okay.
I start walking with a noticeably more spring in my step towards the Everest direction.
Okay.
You know,
All right, everyone, give me the nature checks. Again, Nova, you can do it with advantage.
Oh, that's more like it. How about a natural 20 for a 23?
Oh shit! All right, nice.
hey,
In my
nat
element,
20 for
as it were.
21.
Natural 1 for a 2.
Oh!
You know nothing about these waters.
I know nothing.
What did Nova get?
Water's wet.
I got a 16.
Okay. Obviously, because Nova's more proficient with this, she's still able to see the constellations better. As far as Nova, you can tell that these constellations are still current. But instead of it being where before you saw the past, possible future, possible past, this looks like constellations as they are in the real world actively right now. But they
You
are
just hear her
jumbled
kind of
up.
like,
They are like of different locations, almost like it's like a what if scenario.
you see her kind of like put her head upside down, kind of like this, be like, wait a second.
With the natural 20 for Roneen, you can not only tell where you're going, but exactly the time that you'll be there, especially with the water. You are specifically... you're going to Abris. Based on the location and the shape and the way that Abris is, it's constantly changing. It looks like it's constantly forming between Abris 20 years ago to from every year to Abris today. It looks like it's constantly going through a cycle of 20 years of Abris. Need a dexterity check from the group.
But it sort of should be.
I mentioned to them that I'd be like, the constellations, they're the same as what's in the real world, but they're all jumbled up.
And the shape of the land keeps shifting all through with what it's been for the past 20 years and back again.
Oh, I should also say, because you got natural 20, it is not only Abris you see, but there's another island that is there, which is Khalid.
Ah. Which I would... Have I ever seen that?
You would not have seen it, but you know what it looks like on a map.
I think that's Khalid. I've heard of it, but never seen it before.
What's
And I got a 12 on my dex.
Okay.
15.
19.
Bjorn
7.
and Nova.
4? I almost fall in the water.
We'll pull you guys up.
Once again, not too terrible of checks. Everybody's able to assist each other. Again, you guys spend about another hour walking through this until once again the area changes and now you're walking in more a shallow pond walking up until this destroyed area. This is neither Abris nor Khalid, but it is kind of like the opening salvo of what you're going to see. As you do see, Negamanon there. She just looks. I had to add this in here. This is for you to understand your friend. You must understand her mother and her uncle, and why she is the way she is. And then she just disappears again as you just start hearing a vicious battle within the ruins as you start to see Dahlia fight Silic to like a bloodbath. Unknowing.
Do we see anything else around besides the two of them?
You see.
I was just gonna say, do we know who Silic is? We wouldn't know who Silic
you wouldn't know who Silic is. I guess you see a blue tiefling with a fin.
I might know of him.
You might know of him.
I might have heard
yes.
the name.
Sure. You see him fighting.
He's pretty distinctive, so I think you'd recognize it by description.
If you look in closer, you do see two other people. One looks like a child, and the other one looks like a female blue-skinned elf that is dying on the ground. As they are fighting, it is unclear what they're fighting for, but then it immediately moves forward onto the Khalid Island. You start to see people prospering until a fire goes on as you see what is a younger version of the Queen setting blaze to this island. We head further to Abris, and this is where the time starts pretty much on the star charts of 20 years ago. You see the Queen and the other warrior shaking hands, giving a hug as they give their farewells. As he calls her Dahlia, she calls him her brother Silic. From that point on, we now go in the view of the Abris Kingdom. As the time moves on, you see this man, and who now you know is his daughter, Serena, training, as he is claimed a role, served as a right hand to this kingdom. Refusing consistently to ever meet the child that you know is Manon. Refusing to go to the Shadowfell. Refusing constantly having people come to his doorstep wearing Shadowfell armor, requesting his presence to the king and the queen. The king and the queen do not require me. The king and the queen do not require one that does not want to be there. Send them my love, but that will not return to the Shadowfell. As you see a conversation between Silic and Serena, explaining why, explaining what hell he went through to be there, and that he even abandoned his training from his grandfather to start a new kind of training. Abandoning his warlock abilities to try something different. This one does not last much as the other one. You mostly see another side of things. See where Serena comes in. She starts to begin to employ her father, working as an arbiter herself, going on the missions, going on to protect people, but is under the specific orders that we do not deal with anybody from the Shadowfell. They have their own abilities, they got their own warriors, they can deal with their own fucking problems, in his words. Within the past 2 years that it goes up to, they switched their mandate. They have discovered somebody that they thought is lost. But the last thing that Serena hears, Silic orders her to go, do not engage, do not fight, but see what Dira is doing. Do not fight her, you will lose. Do not engage with her, she will fight back. And whatever you do not let Manon see you.
Well, shit. Sorry. Player is like,
Nova,
well,
Nova.
shit.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm just, Roneen's just standing there shaking her head like, you landfolk families are complicated.
Should, like, if they had the equivalent of not me, like, thing, Nova would be like, this must be a aberrant thing. Like,
The
And
last...
Shadowfell and Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I was just continuing on Ambre's thought. It's fine.
Okay. The last thing you see as it moves ahead, maybe within even weeks before this, you see someone that you guys have never seen before, except for the first area that you went to. You see the king that you originally encountered. He is wearing simple clothing. He has come in to talk to Silic. Soma, what are you doing here? I told you I will not go to her. I will not help her. I will not see her. There is something wrong with your sister. She has banished me. I have no power there, and I cannot help her. Manon is left. I cannot find her. What would you have me do? Go to your fucking sister. Figure out what's going on. I don't understand. I tried, but she's hid it long enough, and now she is someone different. She has become something different, and I cannot help her. I've tried. I love your sister to all my heart, but she has banished me from the Shadowfell, and I can't enter. And that's where the vision ends. Immediately, you guys are transported back to the center again. You re-encounter Negamanon as the stones reform back into a bridge, as you got a complete bridge. You merely have to walk the distance and see the final. This is what she could have had. This is what she could have gained if one thing could have changed, maybe two. What her heart desires the most, and she was never given. Once you understand that, I implore you, fight me and defeat me. Only then can I be free of this, and she can be free of it as well. But I will tell you, I have no strength to hold myself back. So give it everything you have. And she disappears again.
Kind of say to the air where she was. That's what we came here for.
Before we... So did we hear that right? That someone was banished?
Sounds like it's her father.
It's like the king.
And he's been looking for her.
I'll take off on the bridge.
Wait, don't be too hasty.
Hold up, Bjorn. Wait for us.
We don't know if the bridge is actually...
I follow behind him.
Solid.
Looks signed enough to me. We've got things to do.
I'm on it a couple of times. Solid.
Nova, as you already were able to check the constellations before, this bridge is following the path the constellations you would have followed before, but making the path essentially less treacherous than it could have been.
Okay.
The bridge is solid. I mean, obviously, if you try to actively break the bridge, that's something else. But actively just walking on it seems like it's meant to support your weight. Do you guys proceed?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back in 10 minutes.
I fooled you. I fooled you, didn't I? I fooled you. The biggest feedback I've gotten is that my mic, my little snowball mic, is only good if I'm talking like this close to it. So we've got you covered, boys. I stole this mic, and we're gonna see how it works out today. As of right now, it's coming in red, so I'm gonna sound loud as hell. So I hope that's cool. Welcome to Ryan's Conspiracy Corner. It's me, your girl, with way too much free time, but also not enough free time on my hands. And here I am to go over the campaign for conspiracies, how things might tie into previous campaigns, and my predictions for what the hell is going on in Joe's head. So let's get into it, shall we? We've got our conspiracy board down here, but as you can see, I haven't updated it. Why have I not updated it? Well, one, I have poor time management skills, and I'm filming this approximately 40 minutes before our session starts. So poor time management skills are to blame. The other thing to blame is I am still out of printer ink. So remember, one subscription to the Nerdy Playbook could potentially buy me more printer ink. I don't know the going price of printer ink. With inflation, it's likely going to be 2 subscriptions by next week. So think about that. If you're enjoying it and you're having a good time, give me some printer ink so I can actually start printing these people out. Now, as for our overall conspiracy here, not much has changed. We haven't gotten a ton of answers. All right. This is actually really not functional for because I have to balance it with one. We'll see what happens here. All right. So as for the overall conspiracy on this board here, we don't have any truly significant updates. All right. We know that the Eternal Guardian is here in the castle. We're not 100% sure why. What does she want with this devil? She's clearly working with this devil. She clearly knows the person that owns this mansion, but we haven't exactly come across them yet, so we're not sure how they know each other. We don't know what the hell's going on in this mansion. Some masterful deceit going on in this mansion. Some malicious things, most likely, considering there's experimentation on sea folk and stuff and all that bad stuff going on. But we're not exactly sure what the Eternal Guardian wants with this and what her end goal is and what her canoodling with these people is entailing. So haven't seen these two bitches. Fuck them. I'm glad they're out getting margaritas or something. I still have a vicious hatred for them, and that is vicariously through living with Chuck, who hates them, I think, more than I do. So haven't seen them for a bit, but we do have our Eternal Guardian here. We did see her a bit we didn't see her, but we heard her a bit last session. We know she's in the castle, and we heard her giving orders to some of the people within the castle. I would presume it was Adina the Siren. I think I'm saying her name right. The Adina the Siren, who we had a not so glamorous run into, and I think that there's no redeeming qualities for this chick, so she's got to yeet. But we did hear her say something along the lines of, the devil gives Adina orders, she's in servitude to her, but there's someone over the devil that the devil reports to, and the Guardian is overriding what the devil wants in favor of this bloke here. I heard he, him pronouns. I'm not exactly sure if that's Malik or not. I'm putting that on the maybe section because I do think Malik is going to be the overall big bad for this campaign. He's kicking around. He's doing some sus shit. So I have a feeling that he's definitely a contender in this, but I'm not quite sure if this specific guy is him. So we'll have to save that. Could it potentially be this young master that this butler was talking about and wrote some entries about in one of the rooms we explored? Is it this young master grown up and doing heinous stuff? Is he hot? That's what I care about, most certainly. But we'll find that out eventually. And if he's not hot, and I don't know. He's going to be hot. It's the Nerdy Playbook. Let's be real here. But I don't know. So we'll find out who this person is, this male figure that is above Zensa here. So she's here. Maybe we'll run into her tonight. I'm not entirely sure. She's lurking around here. But the important thing I want to talk to you about, other than, Adina clearly being irredeemable, Adina more like, I don't have a good pun for that. But you see where I was going? Adina redeem, no. The vision's there. All right. So other than her, other than Zensa, other than this Lunaveria lady who owns this mansion, and we haven't seen or heard anything from her yet, so we don't know if she's still kicking, if she has anything really to do with this. We know that the Guardian and her are in cohorts of some sort. They wrote some nice, cute letters to each other. The big question I have that I don't have a picture of is, who is this hooded person? All right, this person that stopped us outside the bedrooms, that was just you guys need to leave. you're going to be in the middle of something, and I don't want you to be in the middle of something. I got to take out the Guardian. All right. She didn't say it exactly like that, but those kind of imply that's totally who she's gunning for. And if she's not gunning for them, then I totally misheard, and I won't admit to being wrong. So we'll just pretend that it's her for now. All right. Who is she? Who is she? Hoopst. I have questions, all right? And I freaking wrote some notes at the end of the session because that is my burning question. Anybody that's after the Guardian and clearly knows some lore about Dira and the Guardian is hot in my book, all right? So what do we know about this person, all right? They're Shadow Cloak person. They're definitely, they're obscuring their body and their physical form, so we can't tell, like, what species they are. We can't tell male or female. I'm sorry, but I'm a psychoanalyst, and I'm looking, and she's wearing heels, and there's some curvature in her armor. So I'm going to go with her pronouns. Also, Joe slipped up after the end of the session and accidentally said she, her. So I know through cheating that it's most likely a woman. If he bamboozled me, I'm rustled. I'm jimmied. Like, threw me off hardcore. All right, but we're going to go with this conspiracy right now based off of the information that has been presented to me. All right. So we don't know exactly what their race is. We can guess what their class is. They're wearing some form of armor, so they've got to. I would guess that it would be medium to heavy armor, but it could be. It's kind of in that in between area, so we're not entirely sure. So that narrows down the classes a little bit. All right, knows the Guardian and knows the Guardian's history, kind of based off of the conversation that they had with the group, alluding to them knowing the Guardian and knowing that the Guardian is not a fan of us. And the Guardian specifically is not a fan of 2 or maybe 3 of us. All right. So who would those 2 or maybe 3 of us be? It could be a slip up of the tongue and it's totally all 3, which would make sense because then there's, you've got 3 kids that are from previous Blades members. Or it's simply the fact that, for sure has it out for Azalia and Alistair, the 2 twins, the children of Hades. So how would she know them though? She's got to be a previous campaign member. And I think Joe threw me a bone a little bit after the session and said that this character was featured in Campaign 3 and Campaign 1.5. So put your thinking caps on, you guys. Put your thinking caps on. How far are we into this? Put your thinking caps on, all right? We've got to know, all right? Assemble. They want the Eternal Guardian, and they know that the Eternal Guardian's been following us. So either they've been following the Eternal Guardian and saw us by proxy of following the Eternal Guardian and knows that then that the Eternal Guardian's been following us, or they also have been maybe following us and knows that the Eternal Guardian's following us. I think that clearly they're very intent on getting to the Eternal Guardian, so I think it's kind of more the by proxy thing. But they know who we are. And then maybe 3 of us insinuates that they probably know Manon's a part of that shtick. So they have some history with the Eternal Guardian. All right, so then we gotta go into the conspiracies of who this person might be. Now, analyzing their armor, and I so wish I had a picture. I'm sorry, I have no printer ink. I'm devastated. Going into the analysis of who they are: heeled boots, medium to heavy armor. I can't recall if I saw a sword or not. Completely covered in shadows. That's all we have to go off of. I asked Joe, I was like, does this magical enchanted cloak that hides their features, would it also hide external extremities, i.e. a tail? And he said, I'm not going to answer that. Which means that it's definitely a yes, all right? Because he would have just said no. I know how these work. I know how these tricks work. So here is my guess as to who this shadow person is. I'm fascinated with them. I want to know who they are. I think it's Serena. I personally think it's Serena. Serena knows Dira. She knows at least of the 3 kids, has been running around doing some shit. She did take some levels in fighter, so that could explain the armor. She definitely was being a little chaotic neutral out there around there towards the end. Dahlia hyped her up for it. This is something I could see Serena doing, is going after Eternal Guardian to put her down. I could see Dira doing some shit like this. And, Dira, did I say Dira? I meant Serena. Oh my god. I could see Serena doing some shit like this. And knowing that Silic is an arbiter for the Avarice Kingdom, it would make sense that Serena's also well versed in, the world affairs, the realm affairs, and potentially things that could be endangering the realm. So I think that is my vote of personally who this person is. It could obviously change tonight if we get more information about them. I've got my conspiracy theorist prodigies, fellow members of this campaign. Their vote is Treya. their vote is Treya, because Treya technically was featured in Campaign 3 and 1.5, but she was more heavily in 1.5 than she was 3. Their reasoning is, I'm going to be honest, you guys, I don't remember what your reasoning was. I think I do remember it being somewhat sound logic. I just cannot think of it at the moment. I just don't think that it is Treya, because unless Treya just had a crazy 20 fucking years and just flipped, she was also a druid, and that wouldn't make sense for her to be wearing some sort of metalish looking armor. And if it were Treya typically wild shaped and just like waltzed around in a wild shape. So that's what that is. Oh my god, we're running out of time. So let me know what your conspiracies are. I'm going to turn it back over to the squad. Oh, and the other reason why I think it's totally Serena is because she's wearing black and blue, and that was Serena's colors. All right? That is Ryan's Conspiracy Corner. I've rambled on for way too long, so we are going to turn it back over to the campaign. Okay, bye!
All right. So, after watching, obviously some of that conspiracy is expired now, but, you know, Ryan is out of town. She'll catch up with some conspiracies.
She's
Lot
out
of
of the
conspiracies.
country.
Yeah, she's out of the country. But I'm sure she'll have a whole list of conspiracies next month. As you guys start walking this path, it is longer than the other ones, especially with the bridge being put there. You're not going through trials like the other ones, but information is just kind of being thrown at you as different things start to appear, like you're going through like almost like a living dollhouse illusion. Rooms that are exposed that you can kind of see. One goes to a training area, showing her training with Soma at different ages, specifically looking like he's teaching her how to train like the way he was trained, like an average soldier, with swords and everything like that, and trying to teach her how to be different than the rest of the Shadowfell soldiers and to be her own person. And it seems like it's one of the few places that she finds that actually gives her some confidence in what she does. Next, you see her in a library. This looks like it's specifically, as you see her, it looks like it's a way to get her away from everyone else. This library is rarely used, and if it is, it's usually used by archmages or anybody specifically in there as an in and out, but she uses this as an escape. She looks like it's her way of going through and not like reading books for information, but trying to find books as escapism, adventure books, romance novels, things that allow her to peer into a fictional world that she can't be part of. Next looks like it's specifically like a sketchbook that goes over where she sketches out pictures of her family, everything she does in her life. And as you're going through this stuff, you start peering into a part of her that she kind of keeps hidden from the rest of you, the part that she tries to be a little bit tougher than. But you can definitely tell that she is a girl that has been held back and has been trying to be someone that she definitely doesn't want to be. As you get closer, you start to see, much like the hell that you were in before, further in above Ambre, so these 4 chains that are coming downwards into it as you start to head into this last vision before you find and face Manon. As you go in, the area starts to turn into thin grass, beach line area, very thin amount of water. It's damp, and you're hearing a battle go on ahead. As you move ahead, you hear spells firing, swords clashing, people flying in the air. It sounds like it's a battle that is left for the history books. And you move in closer, you see about 24 people fighting against one dark angel. Some of you recognize some of them. Some of you see your father there. Some of you see the queen and the king there. You see familiar people. As this is going on, it seems like there's like a point where one person with flamed wings pulls her up in the air. You see another with heavenly wings. Look. It looks like she's about to say something, but she regrets what she decides to say, and she decides not to take off in the air. With this decision, the battle is complete, but certain people do not die, and time has changed itself. You see a life that could be, a life that she much wanted to have, a life that she was not having family that is afraid for her to go out. She now has a vision, a dream that actually has her being raised with Alistair and Azalia. A vision where her family isn't separated due to realms and differences and hatred. You see a simple decision that changes a possible course of events that makes it where a life lived is different. And war is not going on, it is a life enjoyed. But this is merely a dream and a possibility that she sees, and a heartbreak that she can never understand, a vision that she gets every night that she sees, but she cannot comprehend what it is. As this starts to fade away and you start to see a truth with 3 words said as it rewinds back, I got this. And you see what truly happened. Some of you have only heard about this, but somehow inside of Manon's head, there is a locked part of her that has actually seen this. Not with her own eyes, but maybe something far greater. And the nightmare that she sees instead of the dream that she wants occurs, where multiple people die sacrificed. People she'll never know, she'll never get to experience. A mother to people that she's become friends with, and their father that they'll never meet. An uncle she doesn't ever see but hear stories of. And you just see this is the break within her heart and her soul. She thinks of herself as a result. This reality starts to shatter as you now see what is within it. You see Manon standing there. She is shackled with 4 chains to 4 totems, with a ritualistic circle of fire around. It does not restrain her, but is merely attached to her chest. Looks like it does not hinder her movements. I will allow everyone, as you walk up closer, to give me a, depending on how you want to do this, investigation check on the overall area, arcane check on the properties of how the chains work, perception check, or insight check. These will all give you different things. Roll it and tell me what it is that you got and what kind of roll you did.
Alright, let's do that.
Would have been writing down as soon as she saw the flames and everything, writing it all down because this is what she's needed. She was looking for her all this time.
Working class 20 on perception.
Got it.
Way better than my 11.
Also perception? Okay. Azalia?
And better than my 10 on perception.
Everybody's picking perception, Azalia.
Oh, can't hear
Muted.
you. You're muted.
I'm sitting here talking to myself. 9 investigation.
Okay. And Nova.
14 for Arcana.
Okay. So perception for the for a couple of you. This area itself doesn't have anything hidden in plain sight. It is a large arena, 4 large floating, what looks like pillars that are attached to these arcane chains. The pillars do not look indestructible, but they are there nonetheless. She looks like she is not angry at you. She is sad about what she's going to do, but she is currently equipped with what looks like 2 bracelets on her arms that are chanting her magic. Nova, Arcana, right?
Yep.
Okay. These pillars are the curse attached to her. Not only are they binding her and controlling her movements, not her thoughts, therefore she's going to regret everything she does, they're also empowering her. You assume each totem has a certain property that's going to empower her in a certain waveform. But the totems themselves are not indestructible, but they will give her an excessive amount of power. You assume one is going to increase her health, another one's going to increase her AC, another one's going to give her haste, another one's going to give her a property that is unknown. She just stands there and waits, as it looks like she can't react until you get within her domain. But she looks like she cannot take any damage from a distance.
I'm going to communicate to the rest of them about the pillars. But I don't know about the one, what ability it will give her.
Three's better than none.
Sounds like maybe we need to take out those pillars before we hit her.
Right. How far away are we?
I'd say to distance of the battlefield, you're about 100 feet. But it looks like until you get into the battlefield, she's immune to damage, including the pillars.
That is not going to stop me from testing it. I'm going to try an Eldritch Blast on one of the pillars.
Okay. Eldritch Blast it, the energy just disappears against like this false wall.
Of course.
She said herself that this is a trial. And I don't think there's an easy way out of this. We know from what we can see, or can guess, is that Manon feels, for lack of a better term, chained down to the existence that she has. My guess is the demon is using that to amplify the curse, maybe. We need to break those chains and beat down something I've kind of wanted to do since the beginning. Beat down Manon. To free her, I guess. So slap some sense into her. I'm gonna pull out the Crimson Rose and my Frosty Shield.
Okay.
And you guys ready?
Azalia's gonna wipe some tears away and pull out her daggers.
I mean, this is what we have to do to save her.
Slap a clip in the back of the Rekka. She's coming back with us, one way or another.
All right. Let's do it then.
Before you start entering, you hear like a little clink of like a bowl and a dish and a drink. Whoa, 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 darlings. Not so fast, as you do see the devil right behind you. Let's not get too hasty. Let's talk before you decide to rush in.
No, I don't think so.
But I can make you the most delicious of offers.
Piss
You
off,
keep
Hartley.
saying that.
We don't need your offers.
Here's my
Love hot
offer.
hair.
Can I
Even
even
if I
my
can-
crossbow rather?
Sure, you can roll to try to hit for the crossbow.
Nat 20 for 26.
Okay. Okay, roll for damage.
And it's the try shot, so it's 3 bolts.
And all
So
these
10
reasons to get
plus
into the natural.
3 plus 9.
Immediately you shoot her right in the chest. That would hurt if I had a heart. She just crumbles the bolt. But I understand. I understand. What can I offer you to leave this be? There's many things I can grant you. Perhaps a lost family member? Not even the location of a certain Azamar?
Part of yourself do you not understand?
She looks amongst you. Very well. But when the time comes, and trust me, the time will come, you will require what I know. Because trust me, what you believe actually happened is far different than what you actually know. Face her if you must. Break the curse if you will. She disappears.
Bloody hell, she's annoying.
Poison words.
Somebody that's so confident. They seem real worried about us doing what we're doing.
Let's go free her and get out of her head. I'll start walking.
Anything she
Let's
doesn't
go.
want.
As you start to get closer, Manon decides to stand up. Start charging energy as she kind of like twists each bracelet as they start to glow. As you start to see that she starts to summon what looks like hellfire into her hands. Please, as her eyes start to glow, as she starts to transform, do not hold back. And that's where we're going to end it.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun! Drama!
That hurt so bad.
Oh, twist.
Yo, I gotta ask, is it Martin salt that you were rubbing in the wound?
No.
Himalayan.
Is that pink
He's a
Himalayan?
proper
Good
chef.
shit.
He would never stoop so low. It's clearly pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, it's always
I mean,
that
it's
pink
cheap and it's
Himalayan
easy.
salt. It's always the pink Himalayan salt.
It's-
Although I do leave that for more
Yeah.
Ryan. I leave that for Ryan more than anything else. But yeah. All right. Yes, with that lore dump and a bunch of information,
Bum, bum,
we will end it there. We will have the sequel to this and the battle against Manon next Tuesday. We will have no other sessions this week. As I mentioned before, we are off this month for Star Wars. We'll resume the first, I think the first Thursday of May.
May 1st, I believe.
May 1st, so we'll be doing it right before May the 4th. So we might have some fun. I might make some fun theme thing for it. Once again, check out our socials. Check out all the cool cosplay we did over the weekend. Check out Angel of Azarath. She starts uploading some cool stuff, most likely from Star Wars Celebration, as she's over there. But yes, we'll have another stream next week. I'll probably still play because I'm so excited about Last of Us right now. Watch on TV. I've been playing that, so if you want to watch more Last of Us online, I am also streaming that right now. But
That's what we did yesterday.
that's what we did last night. So everybody have a fantastic night, and we'll see you next Tuesday for the next session. Good night.
Bye, Internet.